Have you ever felt like a candle that has been burning for too long in a small room? At first the flame is bright and full of energy, but slowly the air begins to run out. The light starts to flicker and the wax begins to melt into a messy pile. This is what happens to our ambition when we do not take care of the space around it. Many of us grow up believing that the only way to succeed is to keep pushing no matter how tired we feel. We call this hustle culture. We treat our energy like it is an infinite well that will never run dry. We tell ourselves that if we just work a little harder or sleep a little less, we will finally reach that golden goal waiting at the end of the tunnel. But for so many people, that goal keeps moving further away while the exhaustion grows heavier. We find ourselves in a cycle where we are doing more but feeling less. We are moving fast, but we are not actually getting anywhere meaningful. This is the quiet trap of burnout. It does not always happen in a giant explosion. Often it is a slow dimming of your internal light until one day you wake up and realize you have lost your passion for the very things you once loved. To understand why this happens, we have to look at the context of how we view our work and our worth. We live in a world that celebrates the grind. We see people posting about their 12-hour workdays and their early morning gym sessions. We are told that busy means important and that resting means being lazy. This creates a surface concept where we think the problem is just that we are tired. We think the solution is a long nap or a weekend away. But burnout is not just about being tired. It is about a loss of control. It is about the feeling that your life is no longer yours because you have given every piece of yourself away to other people and their demands. The real issue is not the amount of work we do, but the lack of structure around that work. Without a framework to protect our energy, our ambition becomes our own worst enemy. There is a hidden assumption that having boundaries is a sign of weakness. Many of us fear that if we say no to a project or if we leave the office on time, we are telling the world that we do not care. We worry that our colleagues will think we are not ambitious enough or that our friends will think we are selfish. We assume that to be a high achiever you must be available to everyone at all times. But this assumption is completely backwards. Think about a river. Without banks to guide it, a river is just a shallow swamp spreading out over the land. It has no power and no direction. But when you give that water boundaries in the form of strong banks, it becomes a powerful force that can move mountains. Boundaries are not walls meant to keep people out. They are the banks of your river. They are the structures that give your ambition a rhythm and a pace. They allow you to focus your energy so that you can do your work better and with more joy. When we look at the structural pattern of burnout, we see it often starts with unrealistic expectations. We try to be the perfect employee, the perfect parent, the perfect friend, and the perfect athlete all at the same time. This is a mathematical impossibility. Life is not a static picture. It is a series of movements. Some weeks the pressure at work will be high and you will need to give more there. Other weeks your personal life will need your full attention because a child is sick or a friend is in trouble. The pattern of a healthy life is not a straight line of constant effort. It is a wave that goes up and down. To manage this wave, you have to identify your non-negotiables. These are the small habits and tasks that keep you feeling like yourself. For one person, it might be a 10-minute meditation in the morning. For another, it might be making sure they never miss their kids' baseball game. These are the anchors that prevent you from being swept away by the storm. When life throws you a curveball, you do not just try to add more to your plate. You look for a trade-off. If you have to stay late for a big deadline, you might have to cancel a social plan. If you need to focus on your health, you might have to say no to a new committee at work. You are making a conscious choice about where your energy goes instead of letting it be stolen by whoever shouts the loudest. We can reframe this by thinking of our time as a bank account. Most of us are very careful with our money. We do not walk down the street throwing $100 bills at every person who asks. We think about big purchases and we ask ourselves if we can afford them. Yet we are often incredibly frivolous with our time. We say yes to meetings that could have been emails and we commit to events that we do not even want to attend. Every time you say yes to something that does not matter, you are taking a loan out against your future self. You are spending time that you will never get back. A helpful way to change this is to start talking to your future self. When a request comes in, ask yourself if the person you will be in 2 weeks is going to be angry at the person you are today for saying yes. Is this commitment worth the cost to your peace of mind? By being selective with your time, you are not shrinking your dreams. You are protecting the resources you need to actually achieve them. The final piece of this puzzle is learning the art of clear communication. This is often the hardest part because saying no feels uncomfortable. It makes us feel guilty. But we have to realize that our work and our relationships will never set boundaries for us. If you do not tell people what you need, they will keep taking until there is nothing left. You can communicate a boundary without being rude. You can say that you would love to help, but you only have a certain amount of time. You can tell your manager that a project sounds exciting, but your current plate is full and you need help prioritizing. This is not about doing less. It is about doing what is sustainable. It is about ensuring that you are still around to finish the race instead of collapsing at the starting line. There is a sweet spot between the extreme hustle of the past and the complete withdrawal from work that we see in some modern trends. That sweet spot is called sustainable ambition. It means you work hard because you have goals you care about, but you also rest because you know that rest is part of the work. You give yourself permission to be human. You allow yourself to have limits. When you do this, your ambition stops being a fire that burns you up and starts being a light that guides you forward. You find that you have more energy for your dreams because you aren't wasting it on things that don't align with your values. You become a higher performing version of yourself, not because you are working more, but because you are working with more intention. In your daily life, this might start with a very small change. Maybe tomorrow you decide not to check your email before you have had your coffee. Or maybe you decide that Saturday is a day where you do not do any work-related tasks at all. At first it will feel strange. You might even feel a little bit of anxiety. But as you maintain these small boundaries, you will start to notice a shift. You will feel more in control. You will find that when you are working, you are more focused because you know that a rest period is coming. You will find that your relationships improve because you are actually present when you are with the people you love. You are no longer half listening while thinking about a spreadsheet. You are building a life that you do not need to escape from. This is the ultimate goal of setting boundaries. It is to create a reality where your work supports your life and your life supports your work. We are all learning how to balance these things in a world that is constantly changing. It takes practice and it takes courage to stand up for your own needs. But the reward is a life that feels full and rich and, most importantly, sustainable. You have a special gift inside you and it deserves to be nurtured with care. By setting these banks for your river, you are ensuring that your energy flows toward the things that truly matter. You are giving yourself the space to dream big while also having the energy to make those dreams come true. It is a journey of self-discovery and self-respect. It is about knowing your worth enough to protect it. When you look at the goals you have set for the coming year, are you building a path that allows you to arrive at the finish line with your energy and your spirit still intact?